what I do and what I bring to the table as a visual effects expert slash director of photography allows me then to blend into the community of that production. And immediately I take on the aspect of we. We are a team trying to achieve a common goal. The team that I assemble and bring to location is the most versatile team that one could assemble for all aspects and elements of filmmaking. So then it's about choices. And I think my job is to say, okay, from a production standpoint and being on your team, visually, this is what we can achieve for this amount of money in this given time frame. Then the producers can say, okay, this person is working for us in the best capacity to get that image on the screen to achieve more shots for yourself or less shots based on what's really needed for the project. If I have a team that can do 100 visual effects shots for this picture, if we ended up having 120, there won't be any ramifications from a time standpoint or a budgetary standpoint. I've been very fortunate in my career to have worked with two legends as director of photographers, and that's Haskell Wexler and Tak Fujimoto, on what we would in the industry refer to as non-visual effects pictures. On a picture, Mulholland Falls, we had pre-visualized a shot of a crater out in the desert, but no one can foresee there's a thunderstorm, the sun is setting, and there's 35-mile-an-hour winds, and it's a crane shot from ground level up to 35 feet in the air. What do you do? During the course of a project, those gentlemen realized that now this digital world and the visual effects world is now a tool in their bag. In the case of That Thing You Do, I was able to shoot 500 extras and turn them into 10,000 screaming fans at Shea Stadium as they are viewing their new rock and roll band. One aspect of visual effects being a wonderful tool for a director is the picture Winter Guest. First-time director Alan Rickman and I had specifically designed and set up the shot with an actor walking across the rocks at Seaside in Scotland. It was to be viewed at the very beginning of the film. But when in the editorial process we realized that we needed a shot like that in the back end of the movie, how do we get that? Well, it was really easy for me to achieve that for Alan. I said, well, Alan, I will just erase the actor that's in there with a specific technique. Well, when you can deliver that tool to a director in post to help tell a story, that's very, very valuable. In the case of Tom Hanks, it was, well, you're the expert, you tell me what I can do. I need 1954 Indiana. How are we going to achieve that down shooting in Orange County? Jonathan Demme, on the other hand, when shooting Beloved, became very astute because of the visual effects pre-composites that we were doing on location on what could be achieved and what couldn't be achieved. Now he's a big fan of visual effects and wants that to be in his bag of tricks as a director when approaching even a non-visual effects film. A more recent challenge that has presented itself to me as a visual effects supervisor is working with the Jim Henson Company. And Brian Henson had approached me to do a wonderful little film called Elmo in Grouchland, and our audience is 4 to 6 years old. I think one of the magical elements that we can now bring to the table is we can take a puppeteered element and show that it has legs and arms and it can walk and it can talk. In previous Muppet movies, you typically would see something from the waist up. And when you can do that, that moment becomes so magical. With 20 years of experience as a visual effects supervisor, I've come to realize it's not about making a good visual effect, it's about making a great film.